That's right, Canada. Oh my gosh. We got like Canada weather here in Memphis last week. It
Oh
snowed.
yeah, we heard about that.
Yeah, it looks crazy.
We went south. We went to the beach.
Ooh.
We're totally wimps. Okay. Miro and Ash, welcome. Here we are. Okay. So we're here. This is our community. I know you guys are in here every now and then as well, but I'm having you guys talk live to us today simply because y'all are authentic, you're real, and your branding expertise is through the roof. And so many of us, me included, I constantly struggle with, am I being the person that my audience wants me to be? Or am I being me? And is there any way that can like connect and actually make sense? And I don't know. I don't know if I can be me and be relevant in the group. What's up? Hey, from Homo Sasa, Florida.
Hey, what's up?
That's a cool name. Am I saying that right? Hang on, I'll pull up my Facebook app on my phone so I can actually see names, because sometimes we can't see names on there. What's up? It's great to see everybody. So, okay, Miro and Ash, tell us first up a little bit about just who you are, where you are, like where your background is, and then we're going to talk about just getting really authentic and how can we be super real in the branding spaces that we all live in as agency owners or as coaches or consultants or whatever we do.
Well, we are branding agency owners. We both are the co-founders of our own agency called 6/5, French for 6/5. And we actually launched only in 2018, but we've been working together since 2016. And basically, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone in the group understands what branding is and knows what a branding agency does. So I'm not going to like go too deep into that, but that's what we do.
Yeah, like our love for creativity kind of brought us together. So not only we're business partners, we're also lovers at the same time as well too. So
is that working? Are y'all like hating each other now?
No, that actually works out very perfectly. Like we have a lot of we complement each other in a lot of different ways. So
that's great.
So we've just been on this journey of like, working with other entrepreneurs, startups, emerging artists, and helping them find their digital voice, I should say, and just helping them find design solutions for their problems. And that's pretty much been our journey.
I love that. Hey, JT says a thriving team that wants to grow together is unstoppable. Yeah, Karina says love it. Karina's there in Alaska. JT's from Florida. Man, great to have everybody. So tell me this, guys. Where do you start when we're all out there more than ever? We're all leading more groups than ever. We're all getting more virtual summits, podcasts, blah, 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 all this stuff. How do we get comfortable? I don't even know how to ask this question. How do I get comfortable being me when I think that like, oh, it's the Tony Robbinses of the world that are just crushing it in MySpace. I got to be that guy. Yeah. What if I'm not Russell Brunson? What if I'm not, how do I be me and not worry about just losing it and not connecting?
I mean, for me, like I'm a very introverted person, and so I'm not like super loud and out there on social media. But I like that could cause some sort of like an insecurity and like imposter syndrome as well, because you want to position yourself as like this professional and an authority figure, and you feel like this pressure to like be on social media and be super out there, but not everyone is like that. And I think I've just come to realize that that's okay. And there's a lot of value in the way that I am and in the way that I provide my expertise. Like I don't have to necessarily like my direct interactions with my clients are more valuable to me than, the persona that I might put out on social media, for example. And that's just how I am. some people are different. Miro, on the other hand, is very different from me. He's more vocal online and on social media. So I don't know,
Yeah.
like, how do you? Because I know you put yourself out there a lot more than me. So like, when it comes to being real, would you consider that you're real on these platforms? Or
Yeah, I feel like, well, a lot of these platforms, I share what I want to share. At the end of the day, like I share, and a lot of things that I share is my interests. You know, I know there's a lot of people who gravitate towards my interests and the way I see the world, you know, and because I know how that feel, and I don't know where I got that thought, but I know that there's other people out there who could relate to that and just feel how I felt, you know, throughout my life. So I just put that out there, and it just kind of attract the same people who had the mindset. So I never really had I never had like a figure that I'm like, oh, you know, I have to be like this. It was always like, you know, I have my own thoughts and my own interests. I love video games. I love comic books. I love Brandon. I love all these things. And these are things that I talk about. And people are like, oh, wow, like I have the same interests as well, too. And I relate to that. And I relate to the way you think. And it just kind of happens organically, you know?
I think that like that's kind of at the core of branding. It's really about, because I see brands like people. So when you're connecting with a person, you're connecting with kind of like their soul, their essence, their authenticity, everything that makes them unique.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of the same, like everything you're saying, like I feel like it, you know, your whole personality is your brand, and you're not going to click with everyone. That's just normal.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to be yourself, and you know, your vibe, you know, that how they say your vibe attracts your tribe. And a lot of the times clients think that they have to work backwards, where they have to kind of try to
create the vibe that's going to attract.
Yeah. You know, they have a specific idea of who they want to attract, and they think they have to act a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the times you're kind of doing a disservice to those people and to yourself at the same time, because you're not giving that off, you're not creating an authentic connection, and all the people who would connect to your true self are totally missing out, you know?
That's a really good way to say it, because I love that. That's actually okay. So me being me is giving a chance for other real people that are similar to me to get out of their shells and become who they actually could be if they just saw somebody else go first. Maybe it's we kind of need somebody to be brave in front of us, you know, and follow along. I sure do.
Yeah.
That's a good point. All right. So are you ever worried that in your professional lives as professional branding agency owners and guiding like legit amazing clients through your process, that you being real will make a bigger client be like, oh, dude's talking about comic books. I mean, he's real. Yeah. Are you worried about that?
It's funny, we talk about that
we
a
talk
lot.
about that.
Ash is like, Miro, did you talk about comic books again today? Because people
No, but like our philosophy is like, we just want to work with people who have the same values and same, like they respect our values, you know, like at the end of the day, like if someone doesn't want to work with me because the way I look, the way I think and all of those things, it's not a good fit then. Like I know I'm going to eventually attract someone who's going to love everything about us, and those are the people we want to work with. I want to work with people who are going to like value us and just like really like love our train of thoughts, you know, and not like so in other words, I really don't care about that, honestly. Like we've been in situations where we basically fired clients because our energy and our we weren't on the same wavelengths, you know, like it wasn't meshing properly, and we didn't feel happy about it, and we didn't feel like we're being our true selves while working on those type of products. So it's like, yeah, like it's not gonna work. And although the money was good, but in the long run, our mental health and our and where we're going is more important than these little short-term gains, you know?
Definitely.
I love, so Brandon, love this comment, Brandon. People crave authenticity more than anything else right now. Love their energy. Yeah, me too, Brandon. These two are amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, it is refreshing to see people like you guys leading the way for people like me who kind of grew, like my first couple of jobs were really corporate-y before I thought, F this, I don't want to work for somebody anymore. I want to go do my own thing. And so I kind of I wore a suit and tie the first like 7 years after college, you know? Because the 70-year-old boss was like, gotta wear a suit and tie, you know? It's like left its mark on me. So like I still wear freaking collars on Zoom calls because and then I'm like, look at y'all. Like I
go in meeting wearing sweatpants and sweats sometimes. I'm very cozy.
But like it depends on like I feel like with Zoom now, I feel like the pressure, especially like with COVID and everything, I feel like it's kind of unrealistic to expect people to like act the same way they would in the office. Like you're at home.
Yeah, you're at home.
You know, like why am I gonna make myself feel uncomfortable? I'm working from home. I want to be comfortable. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna. And I don't know. Maybe that's just my perspective. And I sometimes have a naive way of thinking, and I think other people think the way that I do. So like I don't expect people to like try to look good and professional like on a Zoom call, for example. I'm understanding that everyone's different. Everyone has different. And right now with COVID, like I'm not going to put too much pressure on you to try to maintain the same level of professionalism or whatever was considered professionalism as before COVID. It's not realistic.
Being different is the new cool, regardless. That's how I look at it.
It's so true. It really is true. Yeah. Okay. I gotta find my different.
It's nice to say, like, just for the fact of being different, it's just that when you have just different people, different backgrounds, different interests, just different things in a pool together, like it creates so much different ideas. That's what creates new ideas. That's what I think, you know, and that's why, like, you know, there's a lot of companies now that's pushing this whole idea of, like, you know, diversity and inclusion. And that's one of the reasons why that they're really pushing that too, is also like to encourage more different ideas in the room. Because everyone just wants to go that same path. But it's like, if we want to innovate, if we want to change the world, if we want to like have a strong impact, we need to have different people, different ideas, and your interests, the thing that makes you who you are, that's extremely, extremely valuable, because a lot of people suppress that. A lot of people hide that. And like, we're living in time, like we're in COVID. There's so much things that's going on in the world right now that we need different ideas. We need people who have these different interests and all these different things, just engaging and putting it out there, you know? That's just my philosophy on it.
Agreed.
Thanks for bringing that up. We travel a lot we have 5 kids. We travel a lot with our kids because we took them out of a private school like 10 years ago. We're in our public schools here in Memphis. We travel. We just got sick of the bubble that was around our family. They were all like us, you know? And I had, I'm just going to dive right into this for a second. One of my middle-class white guy buddies told me this weekend on a run, he was feeling insecure because he said, I don't feel like I have as much to offer as the people from another race or another gender than me in my market, because I'm just boring, plain old regular guy now. And my comment to him was, yeah, but there's a lot of boring, regular, plain old guys like me who need to be called out, because I struggle with my own differences that I'm worried someone won't like. We all, no matter where we come from, we struggle with worrying that somebody won't like me. like crying just saying that, because it's so, for whatever it is that makes us different. Oh my gosh, the differences are the best thing about us.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It is. It's so needed.
It's easier said. It's so much easy. It's easy to say. It's an easy concept to grasp, but it's so hard to actually apply it in your own life. Like it's so hard to, find the confidence to actually be yourself and, just be authentic. Like it's easy to say, oh, you just have to be authentic, but it's actually really hard to be authentic, and it takes a lot of courage to be authentic.
Yeah, especially you've been conditioned your entire life to not think like that.
Yeah.
Like you have to unlearn years of like, not talking loud and keeping that to yourself and do that behind closed doors and and you reach a certain age and it's like, okay, I have to unlearn these things. Like when you're talking about your collar, like wearing it, like it's still, that's something that you kind of have to unlearn to be like, yo, I don't really need to do that no more. But
I know
these are little things that takes time and it takes a lot of practice and effort to do,
Yeah, it's definitely a process. It's a process. It takes time. And I think, when I was saying that it's difficult, I think part of being authentic is like just being vulnerable with the idea that it is difficult. It is hard. It's not, maybe you make it look easy. I would never think that you had your insecurities. Like you seem like such a confident person, the way you present yourself, the way you speak. But it's just, so me from the outside looking in, I might think, oh, this guy is flawless. Like he's confident, he knows what he's doing. But little do I know, you actually have those moments of vulnerability where you have your insecurities. And I think it would be so reassuring. And that's authentic to share that with people, to share that it's not always easy, and to share the behind the scenes and your mindset and how it's a process of growth. Like that's what people are drawn to nowadays, I think, and are looking for.
I think you're right. I'm hiding behind my collar. And Karina Muller, by the way, this comments from Karina. Karina is a dual board certified physician. And she leads a group of women through the stressful life of being a woman in medicine, and all the demands that women have anyway, but also just that particular niche in life is even more demanding. Karina's an amazing example of being real and getting that heart stuff out. So Karina, thanks. Yeah, once we get over worrying about what others think, that's when we start being authentic. Yeah, it's a new outlook on life. I love that. A new outlook on life.
Yeah.
Freedom.
I have one tattoo, guys. It's on the inside of this bicep.
Strategically
bicep. I need tank tops, right? I have one tattoo that says free, because I've learned that I have to remind myself to stay free every day. It's not something you get, it's something you continually achieve. I guess is the best way to say that.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Man, you guys are just freaking geniuses. Love this. Okay, so
oh my God, you're really gassing us. Like
I don't think we're that much of geniuses, but
no, it's real. So what are you guys doing right now? And you feel free to ask questions to these folks. What are you guys doing right now to reach out to clients? It's 2021. 2020 was crazy in all of its unique ways, no matter what industry you're in, super high, super low, whatever. What are you guys doing? Like, what does your 2021 look like? How are you doing some outreach? How are you engaging new clients? What are you doing?
So I don't know if you want to answer for
I was gonna say PR.
Well, yeah. So like, I guess, there's different layers to this. Well, in one way is that we're kind of fortunate enough that like word of mouth is very strong with us. So a lot of people that we work with, we built up a very strong network where a lot of people refer us. So word of mouth is very strong. Something that me and Ashley been doing a lot recently. We just recently in the middle of doing a PR run. So I don't know if you've seen a few articles in which we were published. We were published on North City.
So cool.
We did a few interviews, and like, even like podcasts or live streams like what I'm doing with you right now. We've just been doing that a lot more, trying to tap into different markets and just get introduced to different people.
Also, like, you've been doing a lot of reaching out. Like, when we see people that are interesting or in similar industries or industries that are complementary to ours and doing things that it's like, oh, that's cool. We don't do that, but it would be cool to connect with this person. Miro's been sending emails and like, hey, let's just jump on a call. Let's just talk. Let's just connect, because we can't go out and network anymore. Like, you have to. It's all virtual now. So.
Yeah, like I actually said, like sending out emails, like legit, like reaching out to a few institutions that we want to partner with, either in doing some sort of like workshop or seminar or anything, just reaching out to them and proposing some ideas. That's what I have been doing. So, you know, these little efforts that we've been doing here and there, there's slowly a few returns coming back. So yeah, I guess that's really our best tactics that works for us in terms of getting like clienteles right now.
Yeah.
For 2021, our goal is to really what's that word? Build up our credibility more than anything, you know. Like I feel like we do a lot of amazing work and everything of that nature, but I feel like 2021, I want us to really be in people's faces more, you know, to see what we have to offer. Because like I mentioned, like it's not really about our work per se, you know, because I know our work is amazing, but I want people to understand, like, yo, this is how me and Ash thinks, and this is how we see the world, and this is where we're going with all of this, right? So it's really about doing that. There's also that masterclass that I mentioned to you about as well that we're working along in the background with. And I don't know if I'm missing out on anything.
I think you kind of said everything.
That's pretty much.
How do you help people like me figure out this branding thing? Is that like the masterclass thing you're doing where we can learn and do on our own, or is it more of a done for you service? Like how does that work?
So I don't know if you're good at you're a lot better to explain the process.
Well, yeah. So basically, like, yes, we do workshops, but the workshops are not necessarily only about branding. Like, the workshops are really, yes, for people who are just starting out to really understand the importance of, building a brand, having a solid foundation, knowing who you are, knowing what your angle, your voice, your values are, like all those things that are the foundation of a brand. We will, teach through workshops, but we mostly do that directly with our clients as well. So we'll, do like brand sprints, for example, where we really take the time. It's kind of, I imagine you're familiar with like a design sprint.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, we just started doing brand sprints where it's kind of a similar concept. It's like a series of little workshops and activities that will kind of help guide the client into taking a deeper look into their business and understanding kind of like the core, the essence and the soul of, your business, so that it just makes the whole branding process and decision making for your business a lot easier, because you're just going back to that foundation that was built in the sprint. You're going back to like you're using that kind of as a compass for all of your business decisions and your decisions. Yeah,
that's really smart, and what a great place to start early as possible, just because as entrepreneurs we kind of go down all the little crazy idea paths we have. And I'm like, oh, well, I've got 3 different domains that I'm working off of, and I've got 2 different personal brands. I'm not sure which way I really like this, and I've got, and you're like, I don't have a clue what in the world you do anymore. Know? Nice to have a central hub that everything can grow out of.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's better to just focus on one. I'm a firm believer of just focusing on one thing, perfect that one thing, then build a confidence to move to the other.
Yeah. Great point. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, okay, here's what I'm gonna do then. I'm gonna drop Ash. I don't know if you and I are friends. I know Miro and I are friends. So I just linked Miro's. Put your Facebook handle up there in the top of this, and then I'll drop it here in the comments too. And I'm gonna drop y'all's website here in the comments also.
Cool. Thank you.
Is that the best two ways for people to reach out and
our website? If you go on our website, you will see all of our social links, and you have a contact page. So the best tool, honestly.
That's our home. That's our hub.
That's the home. I love that. Okay.
Our mansion. It's our mansion.
Awesome. Well, it's going. We'll just drop the website here then as well. That's perfect. By the way, y'all should check out their website because it's really gorgeous. Actually, it's just a beautiful.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate the love, the feedback. Love it.
Absolutely. Okay, guys. Y'all have a great, fantastic day. Thank you so much for hanging out with our people and hanging out with me and giving me legit advice. Like, really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us, and definitely down to do this again. Like, touch base once down the line and see how things
they win. Like, for real. Oh my gosh, would love this. All right, guys, y'all have a great day. Be safe out there.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.